Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Economy Podcast. I'm very excited to have our guest, Nick Agar, back with us today. He is the founder of AXIA Coin, and I'm also very excited to announce that they've recently become a sponsor of the podcast. So we'll be having a little bit more of Nick on the show, and we're really excited to hear from some of his team members and advisors. So thanks so much for being here, Nick.
Thanks so much for having me again, Mark.
So could you tell us a little bit about what AXIA has been up to in the last, it's been almost 6 months now, I think, and it'd be great just to get a little bit of an update.
Yeah, how time flies. Well, I think the first thing that I really want to speak about is our team members in Ukraine. We actually have a number of people over there that have been involved with the project for years now. And, just knowing the harrowing conditions that they're living in, the atrocities that are going on there, and the resilience, the courage that they have been showing every day. I actually spoke to one of them this morning, and he was telling me how a missile hit a building not too far away from where he was forced to move, because unfortunately he had to evacuate his previous place where he was living. And it's just so awful just to know everything that's going on there. And I just wanted to speak about how our thoughts are always with them. They are in our hearts, and we are always wishing them well. And what is so unbelievable to me is, despite all this, they still want to contribute to the project and have been contributing to the project. Such amazing people. They feel that despite everything that's going on around them, this does give them some purpose. And even though we are always saying that their safety, their security is our biggest concern, as it is for everyone over there right now, and just that they know that we're always thinking about them and doing everything that we can to support and help at all times.
Wow, that's that's harrowing.
Yeah. And I know it's impossible to segue from that, but just really to answer your question, we released the AXIA Capital Bank 2.0 platform. This was something that our team built from scratch, and it is really just in its version 1 right now. There is so much more upcoming for the AXIA Capital Bank in terms of the services and offerings and everything that that bank is going to become over time. I'm so proud of everyone that's been working on it, knowing that there's so much more upcoming for that. And I know something that's on a lot of people's mind is that we're going to be releasing our network to the public completely, as mainnet is going live very soon for the AXIA network. So needless to say, this is a very exciting time, knowing that really this is our starting point to be a true challenger in the industry, and perhaps really going well beyond the industry, knowing all the strategic advantages that AXIA has with the first hyper-deflationary network, knowing that there's the superior economics, the fact that there's so much more inclusivity, the idea of bringing blockchain technology to the mainstream, moving away from those energy efficient mining machines with now just anyone using their regular devices, electronic devices coming into the AXIA network more easily and simply, and be able to participate with everything that's there. More levels of decentralization, and really also the lower fees, complete interoperability, which is something that we really haven't spoken about, but this being a blockchain that literally connects with other blockchains for seamless and convenient integration as well. And really, that's only the beginning. There's so much more I could be speaking about. There's so much upcoming on the roadmap that, you know, there's so much to look forward to for the AXIA project and everyone who's involved right now. And speaking of that, part of the reason why I'm here is to introduce you to Winter Liu. He is someone that I would consider an extremely important figure, an integral part and leader for the AXIA global team. He's also a key advisor. He is someone who is a very savvy, highly successful businessman, and someone I've come to know quite well over the years. And through that time, I have learned that as great a business person as he is just a much better person generally. And he's someone who always puts people first, and he's someone I feel very fortunate to have as a friend. His contributions continue to go above and beyond for the project, and I'm also looking forward to everyone hearing about all of this and learning more about Winter himself, as well as all the things that you know, he's been involved with AXIA. So with that, welcome, Winter.
Thanks very much for the warm introduction, Nick. I appreciate that. And Mark, pleasure meeting you. Thanks for having me on the program.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm very excited for this conversation. So to kick us off, I was just hoping to ask, you know, how and why you got involved with the AXIA project as an advisor.
Sure thing. It's been a couple years now. I think 3 years now, right, Nick?
That's right.
I heard about his name. One of my friends told me about AXIA project and how great and wonderful this project is, and then also how Nick, as a leader and founder, are wonderful and brilliant. And he got my attention. I was like, okay, why don't you set up a quick meeting? I wanted to get know more about Nick and also the project. So we had the meeting, and it sounds as cheesy as it is. It was almost like a love at first sight, and then a connection, and then a short meeting turned into a couple hours long conversation, right, Nick?
Yeah, I think so.
And we just connected, and then we shared thoughts, and then I got to know so much about the potential, the network, the AXIA project, and then the ecosystem, and his passion, his mission about what value and what we all wanted to bring to the world. And I was very inspired by the mission. So ever since then, I wanted to be part of this organization, be part of this group, and make my contribution to help to make this a reality. And now it is a reality. So I'm happy to be a part of that.
So had you ever had any experience with cryptocurrency prior to AXIA?
Well, I had sort of. In the past, I've been always almost like an investor. So I speculate things, I invest in things as, you know, for return. I wasn't so sure about what is cryptocurrency, blockchain. I was basically just treating them as an investment. So now, being involved in AXIA group, AXIA project, I really understand the differences between that sort of crypto versus what we're doing right now, and the differences between them. It's just not about the currency itself. It's more than that. It's an ecosystem. It's a utility. It's basically user cases. It's basically providing value and offering people a tool, a platform, applications to be able to live a better life and make your life much more convenient and easier, and just receive so much value and in return. And this participation model is making everyone a winner. You're not alone. You're all in this together. And I think this is something make me realize what I've learned or what I've been involved in the past in terms of my crypto experience is way different than what I'm involved right now, and what will be bring this to the whole world in the short future.
So speaking about, bringing value to the whole world, I know you're really deeply involved in the Asia Pacific region. How do you feel that AXIA is being received there in particular?
Right. I got really surprised actually at the beginning that I started talking to people in Asian Pacific about the blockchain technology, about the crypto industry. I was surprised that how much people understand this. To them, it's not new technology. So many people talking about this in a different level. And what I find also is interesting. They sort of got into this in from different channels. Some of them from just purely trading investment. Some of them understand this as technical support, technology involvement. Some people understand this from simply applications or even a game. And what makes my life much easier is that when I explain the ecosystem, all the pillars, all the utilities supporting the whole circle, people start to understand and they feel like, oh, that makes sense. That's a full circle. You have every single aspect covered, not just basically a single utility, which may not be consistent or reliable for the long term. You guys, the AXIA project, are basically a fulsome, and it's the full picture. So that makes my life much easier to explain to them, and it was well received. The awareness of people from Asian Pacific, in terms of their understanding, their knowledge, and their expectation about blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, are very deep. And now most of them are very, very interested. I mean, very, very interested about AXIA project, and a lot of them got involved already, and a lot of them wanted to participate in different ways, and the demand is huge. I know that in the Asian Pacific market, it will be a small percentage because it's more for, I would say, professionals or high-end, high net worth clients or institutional investors or institutional clients. But the population there, the base is huge. Even though a small percentage, it's going to be a huge amount of people that are in demand and very interested. So it's very promising. We have a huge potential. I'm very excited to take all of them, if I can, to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, and a small percentage is really all you need. So I know, your focus is AXIA Tel, which sounds like a really big initiative. What are the advantages of tying a telecom network into AXIA?
Right. So what I believe is, because I've been always in the venture capital market and in the past, what I believe is that in the next maybe 10, 15, 20 years, there are two things people cannot live without. Number one is the financial services. In our case, will be the banking, the payments, the receivables, all of that sort of thing. Another thing is communications. And these days, we're in the 21st century. So communications basically rely on data. And people just use the data to connect to the information, access the information, and stay connected to people through social medias and making phone calls, sending and receiving text messages. So those are two things people cannot live without. I find that the AXIA ecosystem are basically providing a full picture, and it's a full circle that covers all aspects, including the financials, which that's why we have the bank. I find that it's very important for us to develop the telecommunication aspect of that, to making sure we help people to stay connected. And not only that, having a data source and a digital network can provide a tangible platform where we can help people to stay connected through the ecosystem. We basically put all our applications or entire ecosystem, AXIA ecosystem, to your hand.
Wow. So how long did that take to develop, and when are we going to see AXIA Tel released?
It was a long journey, I have to say. It's been almost a year now, a huge amount of effort from all the global contributors. And truly, it's a global team effort, from technical support, from the design perspective, from rendering data and putting out the product and services. Just so much work has been put in there. And finally, we have something we're so proud of. It's our baby, our first baby. And we have this privacy-driven and encrypted smartphone that we are ready to offer to the whole world.
Wow, that's really exciting. So how does that new smartphone compare to an Android phone or an iPhone?
Well, first of all, we're not using the Android system, operating system. We're not using iOS operating system. It's basically an AXIA secured operating system. It's completely different. It's completely independent. And that's where we are proudly and confident to be able to offer this privacy-driven environment and user experience. And also on top of that is the encryption. Smartphone is not something new. People live without, I mean, I cannot live without smartphones. You cannot live without smartphones, Mark and Nick. No one can. And I was joking to people, smartphone becomes an extension of our own human body. It's part of our body. And we need that for staying connected to people, accessing information, as I mentioned before. And we feel safe with our current phone because we just don't know. And that's where we fill in the gap. We're providing a privacy-driven. We want to protect your privacy and your information, your data, personal information. And also on top of that, the encryption feature, it really helps to adding additional layers to make you feel confident about how you manage your digital assets on your phone and how you manage your digital or crypto financials on your phone. Because the truth is, the reality is, no one uses your computer to manage all of that. You do everything on your phone, and that's probably cover 90% of the situation. And for that reason, you wanted to have a more secured and a phone that you feel confident. And that's why we're so different than what's out there in the market right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you work in this industry, you know, security and privacy really are everything. So what kind of phone do you use now?
Well, for me, as you can see, I mean, I think the audience can now see that right now. I'm holding two phones.
Yeah.
One is the phone that we're offering to the whole world, which is our first generation privacy-driven encrypted smartphone. And another one is the one that I'm testing right now. That's basically for the near future, where we'll have the 5G version of the phone. So again, you know, the reason why I mentioned that is making sure people understand we're not just satisfied with the current phone. We're constantly in the development mode and thinking about the future. What more can we bring to the world? What more can we offer to our audience? What more can we make your life much easier? And obviously, to answer your question in a short form, I'm using, proudly to say that, I'm using the AXIA phone.
Awesome. That's really exciting. So you are bringing the phone to the whole world. So could you tell us a little bit about how the phone works globally?
Absolutely. This phone is super heavily spec'd. I'm not going to mention lots of the technical data. I think you can find information from our website. I just want to give you an example. I mean, this is a smartphone. It pretty much can serve you for all the utilities you need on a daily basis. Give you an example. Our camera is like 48 MP in terms of like a resolution. I mean, anyone knows about cameras, that's a very decent spec. The hard drive is like 128 GB of like in terms of size. So it's heavily spec'd and equipped, well-equipped smartphone. But on top of that, again, you know, because we're running our very own independent secured operating system and adding the encryption feature on it. So this phone is very secure. It's the best, or I would say that it's a better tool to manage all your digital or crypto assets and give you the confidence that your personal information, your privacy is always being protected and your digital assets being encrypted and protected as well. And the value that we're offering to people is just almost too good to be true. And I can tell this in the information, it's public information. So we're offering this phone for $399. For a heavily spec'd phone with encryption feature and then privacy-driven feature in this price range is it's never seen before. Again, this is in line with the entire AXIA project's mission and vision is that we want to bring the value to everyone that is participating in this ecosystem, that everyone's winners, and you will get lots of benefit from this phone.
And, you know, as a way to compare to sort of the existing offerings, do you guys have like a warranty or something that might be like Apple Care if I break it?
Right. We do have that. Again, as I mentioned, you know, this is phone. We're seeing that people be using this phone to handle their daily digital crypto, you know, currencies, you know, their digital assets. So one, making sure not only we have a great product and good quality, but also you have full protection. So we do have this warranty. It costs some money, but it's only about $30. and you have 2 years coverage just for everything. We're going to replace it for you for free. And all of these things you can see, we're just adding the value, adding the value. We're not, this is basically not a revenue for us at all. We want making sure you have something you can use for a very long time that can protect you for all the things that you need. And again, that's how genuine, sincere we want to making sure your information, your digital assets are protected at all time.
So, Winter, you spoke quite a bit about how you're constantly looking to upgrade and add value and bring, so much to the world for the AXIA project. I'm just wondering if you'd like to tell the people listening if you have anything else in store.
Oh, this is something I want to talk about more. Obviously, we're offering this. Oh my God, badass! Should I use that? Amazing smartphone, and it comes with all the accessories you need it. And of course, for the first a group of people who pre-ordered our products, we're going to give them lots of goodies. You're going to have everything that you need to start using it globally, because it is a phone that supports global usage. But we also have something more that I want to share with all of you, and I'm super excited. The way I wanted to tell you and share with you is that I want you to imagine this. I want to take you to a journey where, think about this new place, new state in the near short future, very, very short future, where that you as a user, you have the capacity to be able to share unused data, and as a peer-to-peer form, where that you become not only just the user of the mobile network, but also you become a host of the entire AXIA's public Wi-Fi, where you can contribute and share your data with another person, another user in the ecosystem. Think about that, Mark. Have you ever run into a situation where you're just basically hanging out and enjoy your day by the beach, or you're just on a vacation somewhere, you just need internet, and then you have no access to a free Wi-Fi from a Starbucks, from McDonald's, all of that sort of thing. You'd be like, oh my God, I need this. But if you're getting a roaming package from other companies, it's extremely expensive. Plus, why you want to pay for that? Well, you just need, I don't know, like 5 minutes of usage to check your email or to have a quick video conference call for a business. But imagine that, if you just search, public Wi-Fi or AXIA public Wi-Fi, you suddenly find there's like 10 hotspots that pop up, and you can connect any of them. And just pay a little amount of fee, and then you'll be able to connect to the internet and have a free access to the data, to the information, and knowing that this is purely shared from another person that you have no idea who they are, but they're just basically a player. This is in line with the decentralized network, peer-to-peer. You share things with people nearby, and not only that you become a mobile data user yourself, but also you can, reduce your cost by making money maybe sometimes. And then maybe this become an opportunity for younger kids to have, like a small shop, small business. And think about that. We're lucky because we're in situations where there's lots of Wi-Fi. We'll have really the data coverage. Let's say we're in a countryside where there's no Wi-Fi. There's no good value connection. You have to pay a premium, expensive for a coverage. But what if we have a participant from the ecosystem have this kind of mobile data they can share, and then your neighbor, your nearby convenience store will be able to use that data for a transaction, processing transaction, or use that to just check news, check weather reports, check emails. Isn't that fantastic? And people don't have to pay a fee for that. This is what we call a truly decentralized mobile network. That is a part of the extension of the AXIA ecosystem. Truly, this helps connect everyone, no matter where you are, who you are, and at a friction of the cost.
That's
I want to be part of that.
It's a sharing economy for data. I'd be at the beach right now if I could be, that's for sure.
and the truth is, what Winter is talking about is decentralizing the internet itself. Right? Yes. You're talking as we move into Web3, this is about, something that can be truly a big part of the AXIA project that, you know, anyone who's participating can take advantage of. And as we evolve into this Web3 framework, you know, this is another way that AXIA can be a big part of that. So yeah,
Absolutely.
it's very exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And, you know, Winter, you know, as you said, we've known each other now for, you know, a few years.
Right.
And, you know, over the course of that time, I've always really been curious to ask you something. And, you know, when I think about you and everything that you've accomplished and all the things that you're really working towards now, you know, I'm just wondering, when you look back on your career one day, what's the one thing that you hope to be remembered for?
That is a very deep question, Nick. You put me on the spot. But if I give you an answer to that, I have to say, yes, I'm a businessman, and my whole family has been involved in business world for a long time, and I will always remember this this thing in my family, is that my father told me a man should proudly leave something behind and make something, knowing that he created something. And I wanted to have that. I wanted to be able to make something. I want to be able to make a mark and leave a stamp. I wanted to be involved in something that I will say, okay, I was part of that. And I'm very fortunate that I got to know you a couple years ago, and then I'm part of this great, amazing project, AXIA project. And then I've been working and contributing and trying to help to build this whole thing and bring value to the whole world and adding value to the whole world and decentralize everything we could and possibly and connect everyone in this whole new chapter of human journey. And knowing and working with all these great people in the team globally. I hope one day, you know, I can tell my grandchildren that, you know, your grandfather, I was part of this elite group, this group of pioneers, and this group of people don't mind of, you know, sacrifice and don't mind of hard work and put the efforts into this to make this this thing that's benefiting everyone now. And I was part of that group. I made this all happen. I was part of that revolution. We were called for something and we made it. And I will be so proud of myself being in that journey with all of you. And I will want myself to be remembered by a person, a man like that.
Wow, that's beautifully put.
Yeah. Very well
you got
put,
me
Winter.
excited just to be on the journey with you.
Yeah, and I think really that you can see why Winter and I connected so quickly, you know, with the vision and the understanding that the only thing that really matters at the end of it all is the impact that we make on others. So, you know, everyone really, I would say, involved in AXIA is trying to make that impact as possible, or as positive as possible for everyone, and really have that impact be for the long term and sustaining with these benefits that come with everyone who participates with AXIA. So with that, I would just say that we're very, very lucky to have Winter involved and everything that he's bringing to AXIA every day.
And I'm very thankful to Winter for taking the time to join us today and tell us a little bit about the project.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thank you so much, Winter. Well, that was really exciting. I'm personally really excited for the decentralized internet and everything that that's going to bring. I feel like there's just going to be a new era of entrepreneurs and people finding a way to take the sharing economy and finally apply it to what connects us all together at this point. And I feel like that's a real opportunity. On that note, are there any final notes that you might have, Nick, on where people might be able to learn a little bit more about AXIA Tel or about the phone?
Well, right now, the best way to learn more about the project is to go to axia.global. A lot of information is already there. Subscribe to the newsletter for all the upcoming updates. The expert, just from what Winter spoke about, there's clearly going to be a lot of things that are upcoming for the AXIA project as we move through the roadmap, but there is actually so much more. So I suggest people do subscribe and try and learn more, in that capacity.
That sounds great. Well, I encourage you all to go learn more about AXIA and all of their different projects, from the ecosystem to AXIA Tel to their phone that's coming out soon. And I look forward to bringing on some new guests and upcoming content that'll include people from the financial industry, crypto entrepreneurs, Web3 natives. There'll be some guests from AXIA and some from elsewhere. So we'll keep on chugging along. And thank you guys so much for continuing to listen in. And thank you, Nick, for joining me.
Thanks so much again, Mark. Pleasure to be here.